Hi, Audrey. Thanks for being here. Welcome, everyone, to Dying with Grace. Audrey here got an opportunity to share her story about your dad. Is that correct?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. A lot of people, they think death and dying is only the person who's dying, but here's about the people who see the whole process of a loved one. And I appreciate you being here, and I'd love to hear your story, and I'm sure many others would too, so others can also not feel alone in their journey and what they had to go through. It's the baton
Well,
to you.
yeah. Well, thank you. I love what you're doing because, yeah, you don't know. We just need more guidance through this process. And so your book is just amazing, really helping people with this. So thank you for that. Yeah, I would say I can appreciate death so much more now and have so much more compassion for people who have lost loved ones, and especially a parent or anyone close to them. Because I think I heard in one of your previous podcasts, it was kind of distant for me. I remember growing up and yeah, like a younger cousin, and then like people that I didn't really know. And then I remember the first time I was working with an insurance company, and it was a lady that I had just interacted with that Friday. I remember her telling me about this beautiful poem, and she was sharing that it was something about don't wait to use those candles. Don't wait to wear the nice clothes or break out the fine china. And she had just told me this story. And then over that weekend, she passed. And I was, whoa, okay, there's a message, right? And then I remember going to her funeral, and it was the first time I'm like, whoa, this is emotion. And this person is not related to me. It was someone I interacted and worked with me that had a beautiful heart, but I was like, this is hard. I can only imagine what the family's going through. And then, of course, later on, my grandmother passed. And that one was like, okay, that one hurt. I felt it. I saw my mother grieving. I think for a while it took some time to integrate, and I almost feel like the grief maybe wasn't even mine. Maybe it was more of my mother's grief than my own. So that was interesting dynamic. And then when my father, we saw him slowly fading over the years. I knew it was coming. And to be honest, I kind of even disassociated to prepare myself. I thought I was preparing myself, silly girl. Because okay, he's not taking care of himself. He won't go to the doctor. In the nursing world, you would call him non-compliant. He was very non-compliant, still drinking, smoking, doing all the things he wanted to do, eating the bad food. And I said, okay, I know what's ahead. So, okay, this is coming. I'm prepared. Very type A oldest child of me. But yeah, he refused to go to the hospital for anything until one day he was like, okay, I need to go. And it was at that point you knew it was really bad, because if he's going to the hospital, it's getting bad. I just remember that my sister is the one that knows all the medical stuff. So it was so great. It was like having a Gracie there. She knew what questions to ask and all of the, okay, no, we need to do this. She was very in tune with that, and I was lost in it all. So thank God for people who have medical background and know what questions to ask. Because with her help, I think at least the pain was subsided. She knew to like, okay, keep giving him morphine. She would ask, okay, more morphine now. He's ready for more morphine. I like to say that she kept him in as much peace as we could through that process, which I would not have known. I would have just been like, okay, whatever you guys say. So yeah, we got to the hospital and I was there. And I just remember him giving me clear instructions. My sister left the room, and I think it's because I'm the oldest child. He's like, okay, she's gone. All right, now let me tell you what to do. He was like, okay, here's what I want done. I want my ashes spread here. Here's the tree. Here's da da da. He gave me all the instructions of what to do. And I was like, okay, got it. But we weren't even to that phase yet. But it's like he knew. He knew. So yeah, it was like 5, 6 days process that we were there in the hospital. And you just learn to really appreciate the time that you have with people, right? And how beautiful it is too, because just us holding his hands, I was massaging his face. I brought lavender oil and I'm like, what would I want? And my dad is totally not a lavender oil guy kind of guy, but I was like, how can I make this more soothing and calming, right? And we had a little celebration with him. My sisters and I, we would bring in, like, my dad loved beer. So we brought him a little swab of beer. We're just like, look, he's going out. We know, here you go. And I got great coaching from my coach, Mariana Cortez. Before I went in, I knew, I was like, I know what's about to happen. How can I stay in a space that is grounded and supportive for everyone and not lose myself, essentially? The coaching was to be in observation, which is one of our tools. So I just got to really notice everything around me. Okay, there's a shift change. Okay, this is a new nurse. Okay, oh, this thing is beeping now. Okay, oh, my sisters look very tired. Okay, we haven't eaten in 5 hours, those things. So then it really just helped me to be more in service to everyone. Hey, why don't you guys go home, take a shower? I'll stay here. Or, hey, I'm going to go out and get us some food. What do you guys want? Or, anybody want to take a walk with me and get out, get some fresh air? I felt like I had that awareness that I probably wouldn't have had otherwise by just knowing that I was going to need some coaching before I went into this scenario. I would highly recommend, and I know that's what you do in helping people, Gracie. I just love that. And there was a point where we just played his favorite music, all the songs we thought he enjoyed or remember him enjoying. We just reminisce. We're around him talking, still enjoying ourselves and each other. And I felt like he's there with us. He was totally there with us. And we're giving him a hard time. Like, you can go. We're still playing with him. We're like, you can go. He's stubborn till the end. We're just playing with him. And then even towards the very end, I would just say the staff was incredible, very nurturing, loving. They were asking us if we needed socks. It's cold rooms, and they were taking care of us, which was just so amazing. And anyone in the medical profession, just those little things. I still remember that they gave me socks. As silly as that sounds, I still remember that. I still have the damn socks. I can't get rid of these hospital socks. So they were so accommodating, so loving, so acknowledging us, like, wow, y'all have been here for 4 days straight with him, just appreciating. And they were sharing other stories with us of the opposite and just making distinctions for us as well, which was like, oh, wow. They even offered, like, hey, if you guys want to go, we'll sit with him. He won't be alone. So those little things really stood out for me. And hospice came in and gave us instructions, which was so helpful. I didn't know funeral homes and all these things and the different options. And it was just a whirlwind when you're already in grief and you're just like, okay, yeah, I need to figure out these things too. So there I was at the hospital calling cremation places and figuring out costs and what to do and how that process even works and how do we coordinate it. And I'm okay, this is so interesting to be in a grief mode. And also I have to get shit done, right? So I organized all that. It was great because I'm more of a manager type it's a lot. So I was able to do all that while my sister was the medical doing all that. And then we had the baby sibling that just was loving on him the whole time. So it really worked out with the three sisters, how we were in the process. And I remember when it came down to the final moments, the heart monitor was just, there was a difference in it. And they had given us okay, here's what will happen. So that was great because we kind of knew, okay, this is what's going to happen instead of freaking out and not knowing. So they gave us, here's what it's going to look like. So that really helped. And I remember the final moments where the heart was starting to do those things. And then it was just so comical because it would do it and then it would come back. It would stop and then it would come back. And we're like, he's just still messing with us till the very end. He was just an ultimate jokester, too. That
Yeah.
was totally my dad. I would say that in the final moments, when we finally got, okay, it was a long pause, and we're like, okay, I don't think there's going to be another heartbeat here. My sister said, okay, I guess we can ugly cry now. And we, all three of us, just bust out laughing, but also just totally grieving at the same time. It was so absurd that we're laughing, but also crying our guts out. It was so beautiful at the same time. We're like, okay, how can you be laughing and crying at the same time? But it was just the release that we needed. It was just a beautiful moment to finally know that he was not hurting, and to see that, okay, this is a process. We've been through it. We're all going to be there at some point. It created such a beautiful moment between all of the family as well. And I would say in the months after was the challenging part for sure, because I thought, okay, it's done. It's good. I'm a driven gal. Well, grief would just bam, just hit me. I'd be driving to a networking event and all of a sudden a song would come on and I'm like bawling, right? And okay, I don't think we're going to that today. And I would just yield to it. I'm like, okay, fine. And then someone really recommended that I schedule grief. And that was like the most brilliant thing that I had never thought of. And when I started saying, okay, we're going to have our time in the bath at night and you can release. And then I had a little bit more flexibility then and ability to focus on the things that I needed to do, especially I was just starting my business at the time. And I'm like, okay, but I'm supposed to be making money. And then I would go into this guilt spiral, shame when I can't go out and make money because I'm grieving and I can't show up this way. Then I'm feeling bad because I'm not making money. And then it wasn't helpful. So I had to Mel Robbins, like 3, 2, 1, okay, get out of bed and just put on my clothes that day and just celebrate the little steps. And it was great that I had an amazing team around me that would still be like checking on me and letting me release, just finding ways to allow myself to grieve too some days, because some days I don't, no, I don't have time for this, which is so silly. It's like there's emotion trapped in there. We have to just let it go. I would just say for anyone who's going through that process to just give yourself permission. The more you resist it, the more it's going to beat you up. I would say, at least from my experience, is what happens. So to allow it, to appreciate, and yeah, for me, it still comes in waves. There's still songs that just get me, even this interview clearly, and just to know that they're always still with you, because I feel my dad all the time. I feel my stubbornness come up when he's around too. I feel my you ain't gonna mess with me kind of vibe. And I love it. I appreciate it. And I can feel that. And that helps me really through the process. So that is my story.
I very much appreciate you sharing the permission to have that. You're still going to have a little bit of grief, but then working through it. And as my accountability coach with my beauty journey, you use that accountability in your grieving process. And that's beautiful. Thanks for sharing that. Whoever is listening to this, have a lot to take away from your story, because I still work as a nurse and I still have where I get patients who are going through that process in the hospital setting. And even though I'm here as coach in the death and dying process, every journey is different. And one of the biggest things is presence. And I like that you mentioned just being there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a huge, you don't have to say anything. You don't need to have answers. Just being present is, yeah. And you were
Yeah,
present.
and you will never regret it. Well, I don't, at least. Taking that time, those 3 to 5 days of just, okay, I'm just here. This is what's happening, and I'm
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
Whatever is there, and I'm here.
Thank you
And
so
yeah,
much. I
it's great.
appreciate your tears too, because you created an experience with us. It provided a little doorway of what it's like to be at the bedside in the hospital and how the small things we do as healthcare providers, if any healthcare providers listening out there, it's the little
Yeah,
things we do that make a difference. They really do.
yes. And thank you for making the space, Gracie. This
Yes.
is great.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And go buy the book.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay. I love your managerial.
Yes, do it now.
Do it now. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening, and may the story really bring you and allow you to create the space you need to grieve, to also share your story with anyone. Or if you want to go ahead and share the story here on Dying with Grace podcast, go ahead and leave a comment. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Bye.